Oh, he is.
KT roster live.
I feel bad for Hero right now. Talk about that in a second.
In the bottom right, in the red.
CJ Entus Hero.
By the way, okay, no, I was just thinking like those shoulder pads on Life's shirt, like those colorful.
Oh, yeah.
If I was Hero and I won, I'd go over there with scissors and cut them off, put them on my shirt. collecting KT shoulder pads.
Gumiho is this pro gamer who actually gets, he has a medical condition which makes his palms sweat. So he actually plays with a towel over his mouth, like a little washcloth over his mouth. Yeah. We call him the Towel Terran. Come to Korea. Do it.
Cornelius. Who's that guy?
We had this towel, the Towel Terran. We were always talking about, like, if you beat the Towel Terran, you should get like an unlockable in-game towel icon or something.
Well, if only that were the way. By the way, I want to mention that I do feel bad for Hero because he just lost those 2 games in ways that don't make you happy.
No, those are very...
Like, there's ways that you can lose where you're more angry than other ways, and I don't think he's actually particularly angry. He's a pretty balanced guy, but to get then on Game 3, we're like, well, I really got to win here. To get these spots in particular, these spots can be pretty tough because the wall-in is very tricky. You have to be very careful. There's like a very specific SimCity you have to do to wall it all in. And sometimes Zergs, and Life could definitely be one of those. Welcome.
Welcome to the studio, guys. Thanks for coming down.
But sometimes Zergs will even take the gold here relatively quickly, which puts a lot of pressure on Protoss. Life isn't going to do that this time. Yeah, it's like more in the middle, so you can attack it a bit easier, but if the Zerg has a specific strategy plan for that, you don't know what that is, and that can be hard. So, like, I feel like this is definitely a frustrating position. But seeing what he sees, this is obvious 3-base play, so he has to look in and say, okay, no shenanigans early at least.
Life just going for very conservative play here.
Yeah.
It looks like he's testing the waters here a little bit with Hero. Because Hero, I mean, against a player like Life, Hero has to win this game in order to start getting a comeback. Yeah. I do not see Life being up 3-0 and Hero coming back 4-0. I can't imagine a situation where that would happen. So Life seems to just be going a very conservative route, and I think he's just testing the waters here, seeing how does Hero react here? How is Hero going to play when it's on this kind of wonky map? What do you do when you have to win?
Yeah,
no matter what.
It's very interesting having you lay that out too, because I was talking, I think it was Brennan and I that casted him versus Innovation, and like the way that Life was kind of like he's been macroing more and more and more, and less cheesy Zergling stuff, and it seems like, you know, this is something that happens a lot when you join a Kespa team. They kind of peel you apart back to the basics and like make sure that you're completely perfect fundamentally, especially a player like Life. That would maybe help. I guess I can't say especially than maybe, but like that could help him. Like I was saying, I think to Brennan during that cast, that like he will either become by far the best StarCraft 2 player, or it'll actually just hurt his play and it'll just be one of the best Zergs. But where was I even going with this? God, I had a point. I had a point when I started, but like, oh, okay, here it is. Here it is.
I do that all the time in the cast. I'm like, I've been making a long statement. I'm like, what am I talking about again? What was the purpose of me saying this?
Here's what it was, right? He's playing some of that right now, right? Like last game and this game are both macro-based openings. He's kind of sitting back and playing a reactive Zerg, which he did some before, yes. But I'm just saying, it's like kind of interesting to see him mixing this in and doing a great job of it.
I have to share a fear with you, Artosis. I think this could be a 4-0. There's a chance of this right now. I think so. I don't want it to be. And that would mean that actually Life had Shrek'd Hero. I mean, this is actually a moment where Hero's going to look down in his booth and see he's got green hands, and he's going to grab a mirror and see that he, in fact, is Shrek.
He, in fact, is Shrek.
He, in fact, becomes Shrek. He actually owes Mike Myers money.
Well, I think if he gets 4-0'd here, being the best Protoss in the world, he's not even Shrek. He's the donkey.
Wow. Yeah. That is rough.
He's the gingerbread man that has a bite out of him.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
There's Wrecked, and then there's Shrek for internet. Is there anything above Shrek? There's Tyrannosaurus Wrecked.
Tyrannosaurus
Think of all these other ones. Somebody tweet these at me. I want to check them again. Oh my God! Please don't get surrounded.
Bruce Willis.
Do you think he's listening to the stream?
Bruce Willis from The Sixth Sense.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, that he's
He was
dead all along. Yeah. Someone's going to be like, I haven't seen that movie. Don't spoil it.
Well, this is a nice little move with these Stalkers. Some heavy Stalker pressure coming on while he takes his third base.
Actually, really important he got that Overlord. If you get 1 or 2 of those early on, as you can see, a Zerg supply capped, which means he can do a lot more damage. But Ling Speed's going to finish, and this is...
Like, if those Lings went straight to the third, he'd get that. He'd get a cancel or a kill right as it's finishing up. It looks like they are going to go into the natural.
Oh, man. Oh, my God, the sentries are on the outside. This is so bad.
We'll be able to hold that off. And Hero's going to be able to get out of here without any real problem. May have to actually do a recall, though, because the Lings are coming back for a flank.
Yeah, this is going to be bad. He's going to have to recall this, and not a Stalker is killed off. Very nicely done. Sentries are going to pair very well here with the Stalkers, and he's going to get the third base up, it looks like. I don't think Zerg can contest this.
Yeah, well, he's sending over quite a few units right now. We'll see. With 40 Lings out already, 9 Roaches as well, there's not really that much there, and he hasn't broke down the rocks, so to actually get there to defend, he has to go way out in the middle of nowhere.
I didn't see that the rocks were torn down. Yeah. No, he could actually get zoned out here.
If those rocks were torn down, he'd have a better time, but...
Yeah, I thought he actually had access to that, but no, this is really, really bad.
It looks like, though, with the Nexus Cannon, I think he's going to be all right.
If he uses it. I mean, he hasn't done it just yet. Now he's going to come down here. We have more reinforcements coming in here, so he might be able to just sandwich that army.
This is actually
sort of
like
we saw last game.
So many Lings are on the way right now, but Hero is actually kind of sniffing this out. He's making a Dark Shrine and getting blinked, so this can actually be a fantastic counter.
Oh, this would be an amazing comeback if he actually pulled this off. Now notice the patience here, using the force field to the last possible second, and actually even saving that.
Really good.
Damn,
fantastic.
Really frugal with those force fields. He was not overdoing it.
That was the most calm defense that really we could have seen there.
But is it enough? I mean, the Lings are continuing to tear through here. There's actually not a lot of meat here to soak up damage.
No.
I think there's really not many force fields left either.
But he's done a fantastic job, really. Look at this. He's killed off so many Zerg units. He's got his third up. Life doesn't even have a full 3-base economy. He's on 55 drones. It's definitely lower than you would want. Barely any gas. He's just getting Burrow here in speed now. He's like, well, when something doesn't work, just get Burrow in speed. He's like, you know what? These are quick, and I can hide them underground where they heal quickly.
Oh my God, he could get the. No, I thought he was going to go for an Nexus snipe. I think he might have picked up there a little bit. I guess he's really afraid of the army, but I think there was enough time to actually come in there and get a Nexus kill. But this works too. I mean, just take out these pylons. Now, here's the big question. How effective are these CTs going to be?
Did he see those? We'll see in the next second or so.
I bet he didn't.
Yeah, Life is too quick to be watching those Lings.
I guess he did. Never mind. He's making an Overseer.
Oh, boy. That's a big deal. 3 Overseers? Yeah, now, he definitely knows.
This is not a build that Hero's doing. Hero's been a bit forced into this position, but this is not a build that you transition out of as easily.
You might be right about the 4-0 Tasis.
Yeah.
With these 4 DTs out and the fact that he has his detection, like, the reason why you don't see DTs much this matchup is because if they're ready for him, you die. Because now we're going to see Life. Look at the supply lead. The amount of money it costs to make 4 DTs is insane. Your opponent can have
they're very pricey units.
Somewhere between 1 million and 2 million roaches when you get those. And if you don't do some significant damage, they just rally those in.
Well, it's about time he takes down the debris here, the debris. As we're also going to have a Zerg attack it into the third base actually right now. They might be getting there just a little bit quicker than we thought.
Well, he still hasn't used Nexus Cannon, so he's definitely got some of that he can use. Right?
Oh my God, Hero is barely holding this off. Now we have DTs coming up into the main. We'll have to see how effective this is. This is a ridiculous number of roaches, though.
Yeah, it is a lot, and he's getting Burrow movement right now as well. So even if this holds, these roaches aren't worthless. It's not like he's just made a great wall that they can't get through because he doesn't have any real Robotech.
There's no observer over here, right? We have no observer in this game. No, there's there's one observer. Excuse me.
Well, it looks like he actually picks off that spore, which is pretty neat, and that means that this drop actually theoretically can do quite a bit of damage. Let's see what he actually gets done with it. Does have this observer with the army to pick off some roaches.
So the DT threat should be ending right here. Oh, well, I guess he could continue that later with the War Prism still there.
As long as there's a Dark Shrine, there's always a DT threat.
This is true.
That never ends.
Now, we see 157 supply to 106, and it should be pretty easy for Life to actually max out from here.
Yeah, roaches are not.
Now, one of the problems, if we can just highlight Hero's build, because we don't see this a lot, and I don't believe this is a build he planned on doing, incorporating the DTs. I think that's something that happened because he was getting hit so hard. Whenever you go for DT tech, one of the most important things is that it does damage because your robo is late. And robo units are sort of the backbone to a strong mid-game, late-game Protoss army. So not having a lot of Immortals, being late on the Observers, not having Colossi is pretty bad. Maxed out Zerg army can do a lot against that. Even if you do have a ton of force fields, it's still pretty tough for Protoss to deal with. And now we see Life rapidly approaching that max out 200 supply here. He's at 173 now to, frankly, a measly 126 for Hero.
Well, you know, the Hero's done a really great job considering those DTs didn't do anything at first.
Whoa.
And this is
They're actually going. He's going for. He's going for what he did in Game 1. Another base trade here.
And, you know, there's Immortals at home right now for Hero, so if he gets into a really great defensive position, he can slow this down. He can't stop that many roaches with what he has at home, but you know what? He can always recall, and then that's like a game win. He gets 2 hatches and recalls.
Oh, my God. That's going to do it. I think Life just lost his game. Yeah.
And that should be enough, I would say. Yeah, Life is only on 1 base right now.
Nicely done, GG.
All right.
Life should not have gone for that counter like that. The roaches were almost back towards his third base, Life's third base, when he did go for that counter. I mean, the amount of damage that Hero did there, no way you're going to be able to do that and make up and catch up. So nicely done there by Hero. Really impressive game.
That really was. When he didn't have that those destructible rocks down for days and days and defended everything, and then the DTs didn't work at first, and he made them kind of work with the Prism anyways and slowed Life down, and it was just really well done. And I'm impressed. That was a good hold and a good counterattack. Yeah. He really assessed the situation perfectly. Like, if Life had like 15 more drones, I mean, you're not going to attack into that, right? Because he'll have so many units. But, you know, that was really good. Really good. Nice series so far.
I got to say, I thought Hero's position was pretty bad when those DTs didn't do too much damage. But he did manage to secure that third base and just do a solid push out there. I think Life had a pretty big miscalculation trying to do that counterattack in Game 3, but nicely done considering Hero was on, up against the ropes the entire game. Really, that nice counterattack and won him the game. We're going to go to a short little break.